And welcome back to Wrestling with Power, everybody. Slick Vic, it's 2026. How are you feeling, my friend? Did you have a good holiday? Did you have a good Christmas, a good New Year's?
I did. I had all the beautiful, loving family. No, never mind all that shit. I had a good time. Yes,
I
I had
thought
a
I
good
thought you
time.
were gonna. I thought that was gonna end with libations. The
No, actually,
beautiful, loving libations.
no. The only libations I have is H2O right now.
Mm.
But yeah, I had a wonderful holiday. Good old time with the friends and family of the
Yeah.
Slick household. Good times, lots of food, lots of presents, lots of good times, lots of libations during those periods as well. A lot of I ate all the trimmings and all the stuffings, and I had a
Yeah.
good time. Happy New Year, Mr. Mosley. How art thou?
Well, I'm good, and I had a good holiday as well. Had a good Christmas. New Year's was also, you know, it was good. Um, we actually, as far as work is considered, what kind of sucks about it, Vic, with my job, is that if we get a day off, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can just throw that day out. Like I have to make up for everything I miss on that day, which means the following day sucks, right? So we got off Christmas Day, which was a Thursday, which meant my Friday sucked. The following week was New Year's Eve and New Year's. And I got tore down on New Year's Eve. Absolutely tore down. And didn't wait. I didn't move. I was immobile until about 12 o'clock Friday morning. So I had to work that day. And I got very little done, which it was. I'm sorry, Wednesday to Thursday. I got very little done. And so the last several weeks, even though the holidays have been fun, everything's been fun, I'm actually glad to get back on a regular schedule, which brings us to the show here. We've been off for a couple of weeks. We've been obviously following Raw and SmackDown and the ongoings of the wrestling world, but we took a little break. But we're back. Better than ever.
Good to be back.
It's good to be back. I was talking to Vic prior to us going live here, and he said, it feels like we haven't done this in forever. I'm like, it's been like 2 weeks.
A long 2 weeks, man.
But when you do something, every day, and I tell my friends this all the time because I used to, stream video games a lot. I don't do that much anymore. And they're like, why don't you stream anymore? I'm like, well, because I do my podcast. And they're like, you just do that one day a week. I'm like, yeah, but I got to watch Raw. I got to watch SmackDown. I got to watch the PLE. I got to take notes. I got to look up. Like, it's a multiple day thing where every day I'm looking for something to bring to that one little segment of time on that one day. So it's not just we just hop on here and wing everything that we do. We're a little bit prepared here.
The side hustle, man. A little bit of a side gig.
Yeah. The show will get better, folks. It will get better.
The show will go on. We were going to do this yesterday, but unfortunately, the Shockmaster paid a visit to my house. He knocked out some power lines and he tripped over some wire. He tripped over the wires and fell. And, we ran out of power.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shockmaster and all, we are Shockmaster be damned. Here we are live on Wrestling with Power with our Power Maniacs, our Wrestling with Power, the millions and millions of Wrestling with Power followers and friends. Let's do this. I'm ready for some good time.
All across the world, and so we got a pretty good show here, I think, lined up. We've tried to streamline some of the things that we've done in the past, where we've did our reviews of SmackDown and Raw, and sometimes they go a little long because we get a little bit into the matches and detailing everything that happened, and we're trying to get away from that and just more about the summary and what we think. And so hopefully that goes off well here. I'm kind of winging my Raw review tonight. I'm anxious to see what Slick Vic has on his SmackDown review. But for this episode, and Vic, I was also inspired over the break to create a new segment for the show, and I think this is going to be a big hit. This segment is going to be called Guess What? All right, and this is where I put Vic in the hot seat. It's going to be tonight, for example, we're going to be doing Guess the Champion. I was inspired. I say see all these pictures on Facebook where it's like it'll have a bunch of championship belts on this picture, and it's like Guess the Wrestler. And I'll sit there and look at it and be like, I wonder who this is. I'm like, this would be a good idea for the show. I listened to the Jim Cornette podcast, The Experience in the Drive-Thru, where they do a Guess the Program, and I'm like, we need that. We need that here. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that later. I'm going to be putting Vic in the hot seat. We're going to see if he can guess the champion. And it should be a good time. But right now, I think that we're going to fire it off with the SmackDown review. Are you ready for it, Vic?
I am.
All right,
Shall
good deal.
Go ahead and break it down.
Break it down.
Break down the walls of SmackDown.
Hey, hint, hint.
All right. SmackDown coming to you live on January 5th in Buffalo, New York. The first SmackDown of the year. All right, so we recap the Cody Rhodes Drew McIntyre feud. We know next week there's going to be a 3 Stages of Hell match, and today we're going to find out the stips. Miz interrupts the opening, still mad about not facing Cena, being disrespected by Carmelo, and Joe Hend, he who shall not be named. I guess we're going to call him Voldemort from now on. And and we got a tiny balls chant. Randy Orton interrupts to a monster pop, teases an RKO, and then, of course, hits the real thing. Happy New Year, Miz. Fun segment. Miz is great. And if you enjoy an RKO out of nowhere, go check it out. The Kabuki Warriors are still doing their thing. Fine. Lash and Nia Jax come out. Lash is a good look. Too early to judge her in-ring promos. Or her promos or her in-ring work, I should say. It seems they're finally inching closer to Cody Rhodes versus Cena for the... Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton feud for the title after a backstage segment. I had almost written this potential feud off because they've been hinting towards it for a while now, for a few times. We got that one match at a Saudi Arabia show, and that was it. But if they go through with it, I'm with it, because it would be someone new for Cody to face other than Drew McIntyre. There's only so many times I want to see him beat Drew McIntyre. So then we got an eight women's tag team match. We got Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa on one side versus Nia, Lash, Asuka, Kyrie on the other. And whether you like it or not, Charlotte was the star of this match. Once she got into hot tag, she went through every heel with flashy moves until what looked like a botched roll-up, resulting in Nia leg dropping her. Io Sky finally gets tagged into a large pop and gets some of her trademark offense in. Her taunt gets a huge pop from the crowd. Mosley, do you pop from your couch at home when you see the whole
no
taunt?
No. I like it, though. I do like it. I like that taunt. I really do. I'm not going to say that I pop from my couch, but yes, I do enjoy it.
Lash bro kicking Io out of the sky looked great. You see what I did there? Io getting kicked out of the sky. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm here all week. Anyways, the Kabuki Warriors missed a double team move and then sold it rather late, which got a big chuckle out of me. Rhea gets the hot tag. I don't know if you pick up what's going on here. Each they take turns giving each babyface the hot tag. Fine.
Yeah.
But then this descends into chaos. All 8 women take turns hitting big moves on each other. Riptide to the over the moonsault gets the babyfaces the win. Thoughts? Overall, fun, fast-paced match. Not worth going out of your way to watch, but not a drag either if you do. If you're a fan of Charlotte, you're going to dig it for sure. Let me just take a moment to say that I've come around to Charlotte. For a while, she's not one of my personal favorites, but you are almost guaranteed to get a decent match from her no matter who she wrestles, unless you're Tiffany Stratton and things get personal.
Yeah.
All right, so what did you think of this match, and also what are your thoughts on Charlotte Flair?
I liked it, and Charlotte Flair for a long time has been my favorite women's wrestler. I don't know if she's been topped. There's been some other women wrestlers who've came along, especially recently, and I've been vocal about Julia. Really, really high on Julia. Whereas on the other side of things, there's some women wrestlers who a lot of people are really high on. Io Sky. I'm not very high on Io Sky. I like her taunt, but I'm not, it's not like I'd look at her and say she's the best women's wrestler ever. I think that goes to Charlotte Flair. And having said that, this match, like you said, was all Charlotte. And we've seen a lot of matches in previous months when they were the tag team champions, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. And where she kind of took a back seat in a lot of ways, to letting the other people shine a little bit. So it was refreshing to see her back in the spotlight here.
I think this is like the first time we've seen Charlotte not in the world title picture, which I think has helped endear her to some fans. Plus, people love Alexa.
Yeah, well, and I told you that, Vic. I know that when this started, you were very against it. You were like, this sucks. I don't like this tag team. They shouldn't be tag team champions and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, let it breathe a little bit. Like, this is good for them. She doesn't need to be in the main event picture. Let some other people take over for a while and shine, and she can shine up the titles and bring those titles up.
Yep. I did. And, I'm happy to be part of the ride again.
There you go.
All right. So it looks like Jordynne Grace is coming to SmackDown. Meh. Chelsea and Alba Fire.
Wait. What? Meh?
Yeah.
Meh?
Meh.
Come on. You're getting Jordynne Grace every week?
You can have her.
I would. I wish she'd come to Raw.
I'll trade you for Stephanie Vicaire if you want.
That's not a fair trade. That's not a fair trade.
All right, I'll give you.
I'll trade you Javon Evans. You can have Javon, and I'll take Jordynne Grace. How about that?
This is not, now we're trading, apples and pomegranates or something like that.
Okay. Jordynne Grace is fantastic. Come on.
Chelsea and Alba Fire's 1 minute backstage antics are still very welcome on my screen. We have a match now with Kit Wilson versus a mystery opponent. Now, I'm not sure if this was advertised or not beforehand, but the mystery opponent is not Zack Ryder. It's Matt Cardona. Cole says it's official. Matt is now a member of the SmackDown roster, and Corey's hatred for Matt and commentary is freaking hilarious. This was a short back and forth match, which surprised me how much offense Kit Wilson got. I thought this was going to be a quick showcase for Matt's triumphant return, but then again, Matt's never really been in WWE. It's always been Zack Ryder. So this is different.
Right.
Well, no, not counting that one appearance he made in NXT. We're not going to count that. This is Matt Cardona's first appearance on the main roster.
Well, anyways, he did come out with the woo, 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 and it was like Zack Ryder intro, and then it went black. What is his saying now as Matt Cardona?
Isn't he like indie god or something like that?
No, it's something else. Like, because the thing at the beginning of his intro was like, it does the woo woo woo, which was a Zack Ryder deal, but then it cuts that out and he comes out to something else. He says something else.
Man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is either, but like, I loved it. You go ahead and finish your review of it, and I'll talk about it.
Well, that's pretty much it. As I mentioned, this is a really short match because Matt wins with the Rough Rider in like 5 minutes. Cardona's first match in SmackDown in 6 years. Since it's really short, I'd say go check it out, especially if you were ever a fan of Matt. If you're not a fan of Matt, maybe just watch his entrance for the pop. Otherwise, it's totally skippable. Damian Priest said it best in his promos. It's been 6 months that this feud with Aleister Black has been going on. Enough is enough. That's a direct quote. That's a direct quote from Damian Priest. 6 months?
For sure.
It feels like 6 years crazy. Sometimes. I gotta say, Priest has a great voice. That man should be doing audiobooks on the side, Like, just saying. Like, some of these wrestlers are getting into acting. Let Priest do some audiobooks.
There you go.
He'd make a fantastic podcaster as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Uncle Howdy says some stuff about family and Solo's family. There's a great line where he says, it's time to chop down your family tree. But I kind of feel like this group needs something, man. Like, there's something missing since their early days. Like, you remember their debut? Their debut was the talk of the town, where they murdered Chad Gable backstage, only for him to show up in the following week, unscathed.
Yep.
I don't really like that I don't really think they're like a threat or menacing anymore. Like they're just kind of, there, even though two of them are tag team champions. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah, go
it's the
ahead.
booking though. It's the booking. It's how they've been booked, how they've been positioned. The lack of booking, I should say, the lack of booking for the tag team division that we've been talking about for months and months and months. There'll be a week where something happens, and you're like, okay, they're starting to pay attention to this now, and then it's just dead for a month or two, and the booking has killed the Wyatts. Really has killed them. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go from here because when they came back, it was hot, right? It was, oh
Yeah.
my God, they're actually doing this after Bray Wyatt died, and they're capitalizing on this in a positive way, and it's just it's fell
It's
through
fun.
the cracks, man.
It's funny you say the booking. You can even make an argument for it's almost like the lack of booking, because like they're just not there half the time.
That's what I'm saying. The lack of booking because the talent's all there. They're all talented. Everybody in the group is super talented and are professionals and belong in the WWE, but they're just not used. So, I don't know. That may be a different situation, a different discussion for a different time, but I think that's the problem here. It's not the Wyatts, it's just, you know.
Okay. So Sami Zayn comes out to the ring. He talks about watching John Cena's last match with his kid, and his kid talks to him. He goes, "Baba, why do they call him the Never Seen 17?" And Sami goes, "Habibi, because he won it 17 times, Baba." And his kid proceeds to bury him, saying, "How many times have you won it?" And Sami has to tell him 0 times.
Fuck!
Sami once again reminds us that he wants to be WWE champion in 2026. Do you think it's going to happen? At this point, I'm leaning towards no because of so much going on. But do you think there's a chance Sami Zayn wins either heavyweight championship in 2026?
As he is now, no. And that's just from me personally not wanting to see it happen either. Who cares? Like, what are you gonna do? Give him his Kofi Kingston moment and then beat him 2 weeks later? Like, Sammy as he is now has been and has as he has been portrayed for the longest time is the underdog. He's always fighting from underneath. He's always trying to prove himself. He's trying to throw all that out. Make him a dirty bastard of a heel, and then maybe you have a champion. I don't think as he is now, I don't think that's a marketable world champion. He needs to turn heel. He needed to turn heel way back at whatever it was, SummerSlam or whenever, that whole thing happened. That's what I want to see. I want to see heel Sammy, and then, okay, we'll talk about the title then.
He hasn't really been figured in close to the main event for a while. He was the U.S. champion with the U.S. title. That was kind of like in its own little bubble, but it was not anywhere near the main event scene.
Right.
But then Trick Williams comes out, and the crowd is chanting, "Whoop that trick." And he proceeds to cut a great promo. Actually, this is pretty damn entertaining stuff here. He's got entertaining lines, trash talk, and something about lemon pepper steppers. I had to have my wife explain that to me because I don't know these things, but so that was some good shit. That's some good shit, pal. Sammy's rebuttal, not so great, but this segment is definitely worth checking out for Trick's debut. Now, I wanted to get your thoughts quickly. I glanced over this, but let me get two things: Matt Cardona and Trick Williams. Thoughts?
Matt Cardona, that's it? Matt Cardona and Trick Williams?
Yeah.
Do you want my thoughts on them individually? Or
yeah, they both made their debuts today on SmackDown.
Okay, so Matt Cardona, first of all, when he was involved in the John Cena, the last time is now tournament, I popped. We did that on the show. We talked about that on the show. I thought that was one of the greatest parts of the entire tournament was him showing up. And this to me was just as big because not only does he get to come back, but he gets to come back and use his real name. He gets to ride off of all that indie success that he's had over the last several years. And I think he even said it himself. He had to go away. He had to go away and find success elsewhere. Some people do. Look at Cody Rhodes. You know, some people have to go away from the WWE and find success elsewhere to be actually appreciated in the WWE, as unfortunate as that sounds. But I remember years ago when Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship in that ladder match at WrestleMania, and I thought that was fantastic. And then, like, they took it from him a week later, and I thought that was super shitty. So,
yeah, that was the next night.
The next night. So hopefully he's figured in to the upper mid card here. I'm very excited to see him back. As far as Trick Williams goes, I'm not sold on Trick Williams. I'm not really a fan of his. I'm kind of waiting to see what he does. I think that what he does is special, but I think that what he does, his style and what he does in the ring and what he brings to the product needs to be a little bit more exclusive to him and not, oh, well, we have 6 other people that do the same thing. I think he gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. That's just me.
All right, we'll see. All right, so Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes continue to respect each other. You know, I shrug as with the respect. But the U.S. title open challenge continues, and you know what? That gets a nod, a good positive nod from me. Carmelo thanks Miz for leaving him alone, and Trick Williams' SmackDown debut is set for next week against Rey Fenix. Okay. So then we have that U.S. title match. So Johnny Gargano accepts the challenge. So we got some good back and forth, fast-paced action. I expected as much from these two, and they delivered. Carmelo's head scissor front face drop is a thing of beauty. It's a great freaking move. While watching this match, I think Hayes is already a better babyface than a heel. Fantastic spinning suplex from the top rope by Gargano, reminiscent of what Kevin Owens would do with the Fisherman. But good stuff. Overall, great back and forth action by both men. Both men shined here, and they showed off what they can do. Gets a thumbs up from me. Check it out.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura exchange some Japanese. Nakamura exits. Solo enters. And we have a 4-on-4 match set next week with the MFT and the Wyatt Six. Another Aleister Black video, as Priest said earlier, enough is enough already. Please end this never-ending feud.
Me too.
Jade Cargill says these pigeons don't know their place. Jordan Grace shows up and blah, 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 blah. Okay, you want to interject about Jordan Grace?
I mean, come on, man. Jordan Grace is fantastic. Look, there was a reason why she was entering the Royal Rumble with the TNA Women's Knockouts Championship, whatever it's called. She's great. You're not seeing it yet.
No.
You'll see it eventually. She's great. And I think if there's anybody to go up against Jade Cargill and give her a run for her money, it's going to be Jordan Grace. Mark my words.
All right. Maybe I'll come around 2026. We'll see. I will. As Ricky says, I'll make your words. Anyways, Cody bumps into Sammy, and again, a lot of respect. They bump into each other. They respect each other. But Cody's going to the ring, which brings us to the main event of the show. Actually, no, it's not the main event. I'm sorry. The main event of next week's show is this. But we're gonna have this promo where they discuss these stipulations for those 3 stages of hell.
You sound just like Vince McMahon right there.
Do I really?
Yeah.
I always love when he goes, hell in a cell.
I seen a great, I'm going to have to send it to you if I can find it, but I seen a great like short segment with him when Jim Cornette was in the WWF. And like Vince McMahon's in a wheelchair and Boss Man is like wheeling him around and Jim Cornette opens the door. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your Southern wrestling.
he'd bust through the door and like Boss Man puts him up against the wall and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were there. And Vince McMahon is like, you and them stupid jackets you wear. It's a straighten up, get on commentary and do your job and stop with all that 1980s wrestling crap. Jim Cornette just takes off. Oh man, that's good stuff.
Hilarious, good stuff. Yeah. All right, so the stipulations for the 3 stages of hell. The first is a normal wrestling match. Well, that's very gentlemanly of Drew. You know, it's very fair. Second is a falls count anywhere match. Oh, now we're getting dirty. Oh, and the third fall, you know, if it comes down to it, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen, but it's going to happen. Why the hell would they call it 3 stages of hell if it's going to be, if the guy wins just the first 2 falls? Anywho, it's going to be in a steel. Okay, I'm not going to convince anymore. It's a steel cage match. But you know, it's funny. Drew says it's going to be an old school steel cage match. And I'm hoping, is this going to mean we're going to get the old blue cage back? Because that would be freaking cool.
Interesting.
You know you remember the old blue cage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the WrestleMania 2 King Kong Bundy versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. There was
I think that's why they made that cage that way, because they're like, it has to be reinforced for King Kong Bundy.
Yeah. You know, at WrestleMania 2, Elvira was there too, you know.
She was.
I believe she was on commentary for that match.
I think she was, yeah. One of the worst WrestleManias ever. But it's got its charm, you know what I mean? It's got its charm to it.
They've never done the whole 3 locations at once gimmick since then. And it's probably for good reason.
Probably for very good reason. Could you imagine if you were one of the people in, like, what was the last location they were in? Was it New York? Because they were in New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, right?
Yeah.
I think was the last one in L.A. or was it in New York? Whichever it was. So for the first, like, 2 quarters of the event, you're just watching it on a big screen. You're just sitting there.
Seriously, yeah.
So it sucks for the live audience.
I'm guessing the last was in L.A. because I figured Elvira is in L.A.
Yeah.
And
that would make sense.
Jesse Ventura's from, you know, Ventura, California, right?
Yeah, okay. It's in the Baja now.
He's only in here, you know, a couple times of the year, but...
Yeah, and 9 months out of the year, he's not even in the continental United States.
Shout out to Will Sasso.
Down in the Baja.
Anyways, Drew here is both hilarious and vicious with his trolling. The man deserves another world title run at one point. This was some heavy duty shit with Drew burning a picture of Dusty and Cody. Man, I'm sure Cody was cool with it, but damn.
Yeah.
Man, I want to get some of your thoughts, man. Let me back up and ask you about Carmelo and Johnny. And anything else you want to comment on SmackDown?
You know, Carmelo and Johnny. You know, Carmelo's been doing a great job. Johnny Gargano, I've been watching him for a long time. I've always been impressed with him. So yeah, great match, like you said. As far as the Drew McIntyre spot, that was pretty harsh. Him burning a picture of, Cody and his dad. But at the same time, I couldn't help but sit and think they probably just printed this off like this isn't an actual picture from his bus. He didn't go on there and steal like the actual picture and burn it. So like it seemed it was like harsh, but it was like easily you could see through it. I wanted him to blow his bus up. Why didn't he blow his bus up? I've been on your bus. I put some TNT in the back and Brandy's on there too, and now we're gonna blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted to see. But you know, you remember when they blew up the DX Express? Like that's what I was floating back to. Which the DX Express, if I'm not mistaken, was actually the Lex Express that they like repainted and then blew it up.
That's hilarious. I do remember that the DX Express blowing up.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, they probably Cody and Drew probably stopped like Walgreens or FedEx on the way to the arena and said, "Hey, let's use this one right here."
Yeah. It didn't look overly special or anything like, but I get it, man. And as far as that goes, I need this to end. I don't need it to end as bad as I need the Aleister Black and Damian Priest feud to end. I want to see that go away for good, but I need this Drew McIntyre thing to be over. Either he's going to win the title or he's not, because he's not several times now, so he needs to. And if he doesn't, he needs to do something else. Find something else for him to do. It's just getting old.
All right. The next segment, we got a match right away. We got Julia challenging Chelsea Green for the women's U.S. title.
Woo!
I knew you'd be excited for this one.
Loved it.
And other than a few spots from Chelsea, this was mostly the Julia show. I mean, she looked like a beast in this match, and she laughed off some of the punches from Chelsea, which is freaking hilarious.
She needed to. This was awesome.
This was the redemption arc for Julia. This was they have restored Julia back to full health, full strength, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
I like that Chelsea does the Rough Rider, and I'm very entertained by her gimmick, her character work, or promos, whatever you want to call it. I dig it. And hey, I'm not upset Julia won, even though I'm a Chelsea fan. I hope this run is a lot better than her last one, and she's featured more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause right here because I know you got some thoughts.
Well, whenever Chelsea won the title from her the first time, I was like, why? Why are they doing this? And we didn't understand it. And it seems like her run did not last very long. They decided to pull the plug on it. It's only been, a month? And they're putting it back on Julia. But I think they made the right move. I'll back up. I think they made the wrong move in the first place by taking the title from her and not giving her more time with it and not showcasing her more, because I think she's fantastic. And I think that this was a great match. And it's just like you said, it's the redemption arc for Julia. And this was a great match to show off that she deserves to be where she's at. And, hopefully they just keep going with it, man. I think she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the game right now. And it's just, we're at the beginning of it, and we're lucky to be at the beginning of it, because I think a few years down the road, we're going to be looking back at this and saying, man, what a legend. She's great.
So we got Rio says they're ready for the tag titles. Charlotte and Alexa say good luck, but they're next in line. Axiom still wants his mask back. Johnny Gargano says nope. So Axiom. I'm struggling. Axio. Axiom says he's going to talk to Nick Aldis. I'm sure they'll set up a match for next week, and I'm sure it'll be solid. Great. So Aleister Black versus Damian Priest, an ambulance match. Hopefully this is the last time I have to call a match between these two. But they immediately fight outside by the ambulance. I don't remember the last time I saw someone use a gurney as a weapon, but that was cool. That's almost like right out of like a WWE video game.
The only time that when you say that, the only thing that comes to mind is Big Show taking Rey Mysterio strapped to that gurney and slamming him up against the post, and then him falling directly on his face.
Oh man, poor Rey.
Oh, that was awesome though.
But there was a spot where Aleister Black hits a Meteora from like the top rope to the outside onto onto Priest. That was good. The action in the ring was decent too. That spinning clothesline that Priest does looks good, and Priest hitting a top rope Hurricane Rana was impressive. There's a prominent sign, a fan sign. It says this match needs Vecna.
Anyway. Yes, we'll get to that.
Rhea was going to even the odds at some point, and I had a feeling she was waiting in the ambulance, and I was right. But it was executed well. I don't mind seeing more Rhea Ripley, especially on a 3-hour SmackDown. The fireball didn't look as good as when Black did it like a couple of months back. I mean, maybe if he said Hadouken when he threw it, it would have been better. But I don't know these things. He didn't use quarter circle forward. He just kind of used the light punch instead of the fierce punch, which is what Aleister Black did. Quarter circle forward light punch.
There you go. Yeah.
And the razor's edge through the windshield and the choke slam from the top of the ambulance both look very painful. And as I've mentioned throughout this episode, I'm so burnt out by this feud. Cody even says on commentary after the match, Priest ended this once and for all. But they did a good job here. They pulled out all the stops. If they trimmed about 7 to 10 minutes, I think it would have tightened up the pacing and made for a better match. I still think it's worth checking out. If WWE uploaded an edited version on their channel like they do for most of their matches, I'd say definitely check it out. And thus concludes SmackDown. So, Mr. Mosley, last thoughts on SmackDown, particularly the ambulance match. But, feel free to add anything else you want to.
Well, and as you mentioned just a moment ago, this was the first, right? 3-hour SmackDown of what will be a continued thing. And I noticed that as you were giving me your review, I'm like, damn, Vic doesn't do a review this long usually. Oh yeah, it was a 3-hour SmackDown. But the ambulance match was okay. There were some wonky spots here and there. When you mentioned about Rhea Ripley coming out of the ambulance, I thought that was cool. Especially because they had opened the doors prior to that happening and there was no one back there. And then like the next time they opened them, she was there. So I thought that was a nice little touch. But there were some weird spots, Damian Priest looked like he was blown up a few different times. They kept going back to the razor's edge on the windshield, which was a cool spot, but I think they overdid the replay on that. The choke slam from the top of the ambulance sucked. It looked like he pushed him off. He didn't choke slam him off. He just kind of pushed him off onto the tables that they had set up from earlier. So it was cool, and it was good for a SmackDown, I think. It could have been better, but unfortunately, I don't think this is the end of their feud. And I'll go back to what I've said before in previous episodes. They need to go into Hell in a Cell and absolutely kill each other or form a tag team because I don't think it's over. I wish it was over. I wish it would have been over 5 months ago, but I don't see this being the end of that feud.
But good. I hope you're wrong because I hope this is the end of it.
I hope it is too. I hope I'm wrong. But yeah. Good SmackDown, good ending to SmackDown. It was a good show all around. I think everything considered, it was a good show. And, but yeah, main event could have been better. It was like the right to censor took over that ambulance match a little bit.
The right to censor.
Yeah, the right to censor. They won the war, by the way, if you couldn't tell. PG era. But yeah, decent enough SmackDown. I thought it was good.
All right. Well, if we're gonna cut straight to Raw, that's great. But how about we take a pause?
Yeah, we're gonna take a pause. We're gonna come back in just a few moments to do the Raw review, which I'm gonna have for you guys, and then we'll move on to some more fun stuff. But hang out. We'll be right back in just a few moments. All right, everybody, we're back from that brief pause for the cause, if you will. And we had Slick Vic give us that fantastic SmackDown review. That was the SmackDown from a week ago, which would have been January the 2nd. And is that correct?
Did I say January 5th on my review? Yeah. You are right. I meant this. I had a little brain fart there. I was reviewing SmackDown from the 2nd of January.
Maybe you need some libations, sir.
Maybe I do, man. I can't think straight without this anymore. But you are right, good sir. It is the 5th of January.
Yep, 2nd of January. Well, the 2nd of January, which was a week from today, which was last Friday, which was the SmackDown that we just went over, the first 3-hour SmackDown and the first SmackDown of 2026. But now we're going to be talking about the first Raw of 2026, and one that has been talked up, hyped up, promoted for several weeks, months now. because of, well, several different things. But originally, it was the match between Braun Breaker and CM Punk. Braun Breaker finally getting a World Heavyweight Championship title match, and this is the Raw that it was going to happen on. A lot of people expecting it to go his way. We'll see how it went. But over the past couple of weeks, another thing happened. They decided that they were going to theme this Raw as a crossover with Stranger Things. And tons of Stranger Things fans out there. I'm one of them. I believe Slick Vic is also a big Stranger Things fan. So I was very excited to see what was going to happen with this crossover show and how they were going to incorporate Stranger Things into Monday Night Raw. So we'll see how that went. This was at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. We opened the show. We've got the Stranger Things theme playing, which is a continued thing for the rest of the night. Also, we see throughout the night, we have the chapters, which you know if you watch Stranger Things, at the beginning of the show, it'll have Chapter 1, Chapter 2, whatever in the title of the show kind of coming forward. And they broke the show up into different chapters that way. I didn't get all the chapters. I think actually when my notes start with Chapter 4. But we'll get to that. They got the radio station van on the stage, the pizza truck on the stage. They got the weird, squiggly, black tentacle things laying everywhere, which, honestly, Slick Vic, I thought looked like shit. It looked like they had left cables laying everywhere. Unless you're zoomed in on that stuff to know what it is, it really just kind of looked like there were cables laying everywhere. But another thing, Michael Cole and Corey Graves are back on commentary for Raw for the foreseeable future, starting with this episode. So, Stranger Things Raw. First up, we have a match. This is a match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The Kabuki Warriors, the champions, versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And we know that these women have been going back and forth over the past several weeks, months. Thought it was a solid match. Thought there was some good back and forth. You got four of the top girls, women in the game in this one. They're putting it all out there. Io and Rhea beat the Kabukis for the titles in the end. Cole reminds us that this is Io's third and Rhea's second tag title reign. So, new tag team champions for the women's division here as Rhea Ripley and Io Sky go over the Kabuki Warriors. Vic, did you have any particular thoughts on this match?
I thought it was pretty good. Not a waste of time to go out. I mean, it's not a waste of time to go out of your way to watch, but at the very least, go watch the YouTube version. I liked. There's some good spots. I thought I got a chuckle out of watching Rhea beat her chest, and then you see Io Sky doing it in the background. The cannonball spot that Rhea hit on the outside and missed looked freaking painful. The Kabuki Warriors got some good tandem offense. The double stomp from Kyrie from the top rope. She didn't do the stupid one that I shit on every week. No, she did a really good one where she kind of she had, what's it called? Io was draped on the ropes and then she double stomped her there.
Yeah.
Good stuff, dude. But there was some awkwardness. I think there was like the moonsault, and then there's a pause where Kyrie dives, Io dives into Kyrie afterwards, and then there's like a delayed pin. But so like I said, decent, man. I mean, I said it was pretty good. I'd say check it out if you're go watch like the abridged version on YouTube.
Yeah, and and like I mentioned, these are four of the top women in the game right now. So I mean, it was sure to be a good match. I'm glad that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky picked up the win here. I don't think it's the end of their feud, but it was nice to see that, especially the first match on Raw. And they have the Stranger Things theme going on. So, if nothing else, there's going to be some big things happen on this show. At least that's what you expect. And this was being the first match, starting it out, I thought it was a great way to start out the show. Next, it looks like we have Gunther. He comes down to the ring, runs down Cena. And, of course, this is our first show here on Wrestling with Power back since last year. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it's been. But for the past couple of weeks, Gunther's been running down Cena every time he comes out on Raw. He says that Cena tapped like a bitch. He's even got a shirt, which I really want that shirt. I love that shirt, where it says taps like a, and it's got like 3 periods. But he's running down Cena. AJ Styles comes out and essentially just slaps the shit out of him. And I loved how Gunther sold that slap, and he come back at him, and they put their foreheads together, and AJ wasn't backing down, and Gunther was pissed. So it was a good little segment there. Finally, somebody is, well, I won't say finally, because when Gunther first started this, AJ was waiting for him outside by the car. So you knew this was kind of brewing in the early goings. But here we see it sort of evolving. Obviously, we're going to get AJ versus Gunther, which the next segment, which is a backstage segment, with Ivy Nile. She's still demanding an IC title match from Adam Pearce. Gunther shows up demanding a match against AJ Styles. AJ shows up, and Pearce makes it official for next week. So we're going to get to see that match happen. And I'm all for it. I can't wait for it. I think that AJ is going to get his ass kicked, but I'm all for it. I'm here for it. What about you, Vic?
Well, let me say that the Stranger Things setup they got here, not that great. Not that great. I mean,
well, spoiler alert, this show was not that great. I'm going to try to make it sound great, but it really wasn't. It wasn't that great.
I disagree on that, but I will say that first I was kind of hoping we'd actually get somebody from Stranger Things to show up, but
yeah,
they didn't get nobody. They didn't get anybody from that show.
Well, that's sort of part of it, and I'll mention that at the end of my review, but that's sort of part of it as well. It wasn't a bad show. I don't want to say that. It wasn't a bad show at all, but we'll talk about it here in a moment.
I will say this: the Gunther and AJ promo, fantastic. Gunther continues to be a good piece of shit villain that can back it up in the ring, and AJ looked convincingly pissed. I want to see this match, so I'm looking forward to it next week. And yes, AJ's losing, but it's okay because Gunther's on a tear right now, as he should be.
Yeah, absolutely agree. We got another match here, this time for another title. Women's Intercontinental Championship, Maxine Dupree, the champion, versus Becky Lynch. She's getting a rematch now. Fairly decent match, I thought. I still feel like Maxine, the aggressive Maxine that we were expecting to see, is still not quite there yet, and that's very apparent in this match. We get these cool vignette videos for the past few weeks of her working out with Natty, and you think that she's getting aggressive. And we're going to see a new side of her. And I think even a week or two ago, we saw her come out with some black on. And, she was sort of doing the thing in the ring where she's like, again. And you start to see little glimpses of it, but you don't really see the full effect. And the fact that Maxine is still kind of green when you watch her in the ring. She's still green. There's moments of hesitation. There's moments that look weak. And unfortunately, I feel like this match was not necessarily an evolution of that. Same old Maxine. There's a few moments of the aggressiveness that we've been seeing, but not enough of it. So she hits the ankle lock a few times during this match, several times. Maxine, she keeps getting counters into the ankle lock. Still lacks the fluidity in the ring, becomes especially apparent when going against somebody like Becky. Obviously, Becky has been in this game for a long time, and she's at the top for a very good reason. She very rarely, if ever, has a bad match or ever looks bad in any way. So, in the end, surprise, surprise, Becky Lynch beats her for the championship. Maxine has the ankle lock on tight, and Maxine's sort of like laying on her back, which is weird, but she keeps holding in the ankle lock, and then Becky leans back on top of her and grabs the rope for leverage, opposite of the referee, so the referee doesn't see her grabbing the rope, but she leans back on top of her. Maxine's shoulders are down, referee counts 3, and we got a new champion. So, I didn't like this, Slick Vic. I didn't like the fact that Becky Lynch won the title back from her. Even though I don't think that we've seen the Maxine Dupree that I wanted to see yet. I don't understand why Becky Lynch had to win the title back unless, and this is my crystal ball talking here, unless AJ Lee is coming back to resume the feud with Becky Lynch, and we're going to see Becky Lynch and AJ for the IC Women's title, and AJ is going to beat her for it and have that little run. But that's sort of shitting on the whole Maxine Dupree thing that they've done here, so I don't really know how to take it. What about you, Vic? I mean, I'm interested to see what you think of this, because I know you're a fan. You are a fan of Becky Lynch. You're a fan of this whole thing. And what are your thoughts here, man?
Man, this is actually a pretty complicated situation here, and I think you did a good job of unraveling it. Because, yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of disappointed that Maxine lost the belt here. I felt like there was still more mileage to gain out of Maxine's title run. But yeah, I have it right here. I was going to say, guessing they're going to eventually build to a title match between Becky and AJ Lee. I don't know when it's going to happen. Are they just going to drag that all the way to WrestleMania? But overall in the match, Maxine still is continuing to improve. She's got a ways to go. Her personality wise, she's got a ways to go as well. But we didn't see any more of these black and white segments for the past week or two.
Yeah.
And we put those over really strongly on this podcast here.
They were really good. I wanted to see Natty come back.
Yeah.
That was another thing I was thinking about when I was actually at work the other day, Vic. Like, what if the AJ Lee thing doesn't happen? And Natty's just like, we get another one of those vignette videos where Natty's like, I'm going to show you how this is done. And then Natty shows up, beats the dog shit out of Becky Lynch, wins the IC title, and then sets up this feud with Maxine where, to be the man, you got to beat the man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the champ again, you got to beat me. I would rather see that than the AJ Lee thing, personally. I think that would be a great way to go.
So what do we do with Maxine now coming out of this? I mean, I heard she got married, so I don't know if she's gonna take a couple weeks off and go on a honeymoon or whatnot. But
yeah, she's gonna go get pregnant is what's gonna happen, and then she's gonna be out for 10 months, 12 months, whatever it is, with the rest of the crew. So I don't know.
Yeah. Overall, yeah, I thought this was just not that good. No, not that good. Becky's better. These two have had better matches. Let's just put it that way. These two have had multiple matches. This was probably the worst of the bunch.
Right.
Definitely the worst of the bunch.
So then we get a few more segments on Raw. This is a pre-recorded segment up next. This is advertising WWE Unreal Season 2. And Slick Vic, Unreal Season 1 happened. We never did talk about it on the show. I think we're definitely going to have to talk about Season 2 when it premieres, January the 20th. And we get a video package preview of the show. Personally, I'm not a fan of this because they are showing the Unreal show during the actual weekly show. To me, that's just weird. I get that they have to promote it, but maybe some other time. Maybe on their socials, maybe drop it on Facebook or Twitter, whatever the hell else. But right in the middle of Raw? Come on. I mean... Anyway, from that we have another segment. The new World Tag Team Champions, surprise, surprise, in the past couple of weeks, the World Tag Team Champions championship changed hands. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee were the champions. They were defeated by Jimmy and Jey Uso. So the Usos are champions once again. I don't understand why they're still using the Jey theme song where it says, "It's just me, Us." When it's not just him anymore, it's his brother.
I didn't catch that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. They have a couple of yeet-offs with the crowd and say they are the best tag team, etc., etc. I was expecting some challengers to come out and call their shot here, but that didn't happen. So basically, we just have them come out and have a yeet-off with the crowd, and that's it.
They've got to have kept the music because of the yeeting. There's no
I know, but they do a remix of it.
Yeah, it's just
us.
It's
just remixing.
It's just
us, dude.
yeah.
I mean, they could fit something else into that. Come on, I could come up with something better, but they're still doing the Jey Uso theme. So then we go to chapter 4. Again, this is the first time that I actually started taking notes of the chapters. To Kiss a Devil is chapter 4. And we have an in-ring segment. Stephanie Vaquer comes down to the ring. She's interviewed by Jackie Redmond. We notice that Stephanie is in a boot, like a medical boot. Her leg is hurt. During the promo, she talks more Spanish than English, which sounds good, but I don't understand any of it. Raquel Rodriguez shows up and attacks Vaquer from behind and attacks the injured ankle, hits a Tejana bomb, grabs a chair, but the refs stop her from using it. Then we're back from a commercial break. Vaquer's being helped through the backstage area, and Raquel comes out of nowhere to beat on the champ some more. So, okay. Any thoughts, Vic?
When Stephanie came out with the boot, I was like, what, she's hurt too? And I have it right here, fucking bullshit. Because what the hell, man? Stephanie can't be hurt now.
I was expecting her to like relinquish the title or something at that point. Man,
yeah. So, but it's the injury bug has been really going out right now. Mm-hmm. You know, we had like JD McDonough's hurt, Dominic Mysterio. I heard B-Fab, Meechin.
Dom's hurt. What's Dom hurt for?
I think it's a shoulder injury, but I guess it's not severe enough where he's got to have surgery and take a lengthy time off because he's still the Intercontinental Champion. And like you said here, Stephanie Vaquer did not forfeit the title, so I don't think it's that serious. Just probably needs a couple weeks off. But I don't know if you caught this. I don't know if you're familiar with the term Pillmanizing with the chair. Because when what's it called? Raquel wrapped the chair around Stephanie's ankle. That's the old Austin and Brian Pillman spot.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody does that, it's this is old school wrestling talk here. Not wrestling, but old school WWE attitude era shit where they Pillmanize the ankle is when they wrap the chair around the ankle.
Yeah, they put the chair around it and then they stomp it. Yeah.
So that brought back some nostalgic memories, and I'm glad we didn't get Nikki Bella.
Good point. Very good point. Although, you know what? I'm starting to kind of like heel Nikki Bella.
Really?
I mean, if she gets her ass kicked, it don't matter if she's a heel. It's funny. I like seeing her as a heel. I don't like seeing her as a babyface. I think that was the problem, and I think they fixed it. So, sure. I'm here for it.
Was it last week when she had the STF on somebody and they were chanting, "Thank you, Cena"?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Week prior, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have Chapter 5, Hellfires Collide. This is a match between Lyra Valkyria and Liv Morgan. This is Liv's first match in 7 months. Too bad most of it was taken up by commercial breaks. In the end, Liv gets a win after interference by Roxanne Perez. She hits the Oblivion on Lyra for the 3 count. So what we did get to see of this match was pretty good, and Liv looked pretty good. I'm always kind of worried about this because her first match back from injury, I'm like, oh God, don't get hurt again. Like, anything can go wrong. She can get hurt again. But she looked good. Lyra looked pretty good, and I've been critical of her in the past, but she looked good as well. And Liv picks up the win. There was interference, but whatever. And like I say, unfortunately, a lot of it was taken up by a commercial break, so I can't really say much more about it. You got anything on that one, Vic?
Honestly, no. I did not mark anything down. Is this worth checking out?
No. It's not worth checking out.
I will skip Chapter 5 then.
Okay. That brings us to Chapter 6, the final chapter, the best versus the badass. This is the World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk, the champion, and Braun Breaker, one that we've been waiting on for a while now. 2 long commercial breaks during this match. Thought that was very shitty of them. 20 minutes in, and it's been all breaker, with Punk trying to make a few comebacks to no avail. Every time we come back from one of these commercial breaks, they're like, it's been all breaker, it's been all breaker. So I guess Braun Breaker was just kicking his ass the entire time. We didn't really get to see it. Then, when we finally do get to watch the match, Breaker botches a Frankensteiner and lands directly on his head. He goes for the Frankensteiner, lands on his head. CM Punk, I'm pretty sure, follows up with like an elbow drop, covers him for a 2 count, and then they go to the spot again, and he actually hits the Frankensteiner. My notes end with that, but I will say that Punk ended up winning the match. The Vision started to come down to the ring. I'm pulling it out of memory now. They were thwarted by Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta, who ran the Vision off, sort of evened the odds back up. Braun Breaker ends up going for one of those massive 30-some-mile-an-hour spears, but Punk catches him in the face with a knee and then hits him with the GTS. I think it was like the second or third GTS of the match for the win. And the show ends with CM Punk standing on the ropes with the title and Braun Breaker sitting on the floor looking super sad. And that was it. That was Stranger Things Raw. So, I will go back to what I was going to say earlier about Raw. As far as the Stranger Things theme goes, it sucked. There was nobody. And you got to think, this is a show that's been going for the past 10 years. There's been 5 seasons. It's been 10 years. There's been a large cast members for this show. Not one of them showed up. They didn't have one. And when they were advertising this, I was thinking, well, they'll probably have some like decorations. They'll probably have some of the cast in the audience, and that'll be it. And that'll be good enough. They did not have the cast in the audience. They had the decorations. The decorations were subpar. They had the music. They had the chapter intros. They had a few things that happened that were big for a show that was advertised of this magnitude. The 1-year anniversary of Raw on Netflix, the Stranger Things crossover, the first Raw of 2026. That, you know, we saw the women's tag team titles change hands, the women's Intercontinental Championship change hands. But during this main event match, I was honestly like, going into it, I was like, I don't want Braun Breaker to win. This isn't his time. But when we finally got to the match, when we started watching the match, I was like, Braun Breaker needs to win this match. And then he didn't win the match. So I'm left with, where do they go from here? Like, what happens next? I'm actually intrigued and ready to watch Raw this coming Monday because I want to see what Braun Breaker's mindset is after this loss. But as far as the hype for this particular Raw, the crossover with Stranger Things, I think that it was a botched show. Now, if this had been any regular Raw, let's say Slick Vic, that they did not have the Stranger Things crossover, that they did not have all of this hype behind the main event, this would have been a fantastic Raw. But I think because we were expecting so much more than we got, that's why it failed to meet some expectations. So, it was a great Raw. Don't get me wrong. It was a great Raw. But it wasn't as great as it could have been with the crossover, with the expectations going into the main event. There was no Chris Jericho debut that a lot of people were expecting to see happen. That Adam Pearce put out that video where he said something about breaking the walls down or breaking the code or whatever he said. Yeah. There were 2 different instances during Raw where some people were put in the walls of Jericho during the women's matches. There were all these hints, and then it didn't happen. It just felt like you were expecting fireworks, and you got a sparkler. That's my take on Raw. Stranger Things Raw, first Raw of 2026, Slick Vic. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the main event and the event as a whole.
So I thought the first half of the match with Braun being in charge was a bit slow, with a bunch of rest holds and the occasional slam or clothesline. The second half really picked up. We got some really good back and forth action, and then there's the whole interference with the rest of the division, and then the Ray, Penta, and Phoenix coming out. That was fun. There was a pile driver in this match. That was ugly. That was ugly though. Even Cole said he didn't quite get all of it.
He didn't get any of it. That was a terrible pile driver.
Yeah, ugly pile driver. The Steiner line was vicious, man. I was gonna say Punk kind of recovered from that and hit an elbow drop. So that was he salvaged it as best as he could.
Yeah.
But and then the last half of the match, I'd say the last like 5 to 10 minutes, I was on the edge of my seat. I had no idea who was going to win. I was actively rooting for Braun, but I wasn't mad or anything that he lost. And actually, if you remember our last show, I had predicted that Braun Breaker was going to win.
Yes, not officially though. Not on record.
No. This will not make it to the vault or the database.
This will not taint the 2026 picks. We're starting a clean slate here.
But I was, like I said, the last 5 to 10 minutes, I was enraptured and enchanted, enraptured, embalmed, whatever you want to call it.
Embalmed?
That's a Three Stooges joke.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Braun Breaker still has a very bright future. He's not buried. He's still gonna be world champion at some point this year.
Yeah.
And CM Punk still can put on good matches.
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is one last thing. It's like you mentioned about the breaks. Like these guys put on a pay-per-view quality match tonight that was hampered by commercial breaks. If there was none of those commercial breaks, I think this would have been.
It would have been incredible. It would have been great.
It would have been great. I am still putting it on as it's only the first show of the year. I'm still putting it as a potential contender for match of the year.
Okay, well that's fair, and I think that you're spot on there, man. I want to see this unedited. You talked earlier about watching the YouTube version. I want to see the full version of this match because I think that we're missing out on some really great stuff here, and it's very unfortunate that they opted for the commercials during this. We didn't even get a picture-in-picture during this match. Yeah, so just unfortunate all around, but all right, I could see that going on your list for sure.
My final thought, though, for this episode of Raw, and it's the worst episode of Raw for 2026.
Fair game. Fair game. Oh, we can only go up from here, ladies and gentlemen. But that was Monday Night Raw. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I wish I had enjoyed it more. It had its moments, but a little bit lackluster for me. So from that, Slick Vic, I do want to talk for a moment about Stranger Things, because this was the Stranger Things themed Raw. We pointed out, I'm a fan of Stranger Things, you're a fan of Stranger Things. We just got the last few episodes of Stranger Things over the past few weeks. The last season, the last few episodes. Now, I hadn't watched Stranger Things in years. I watched the seasons as they came out, and then I left it alone. I didn't go back to it and rewatch it. So some of it was lost on me, like some of the earlier things that had happened.
100%.
But as far as the final season goes, there's a lot of I don't know how to put it. There's a lot of emotions going around. There's a lot of people that even thought that there was going to be a 9th episode released.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the day before. Deborah was asking me about that, and I'm like, there's not going to be a 9th. It's done. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, everybody's talking about a secret 9th episode. I'm like, okay, whatever. And, of course, it didn't happen. But as far as the final season and What are your thoughts, Vic, on this final season? How they wrap things up here?
Well, let me say this. I thought the first 4 episodes were fun, but throughout the show, I just kept thinking, like, are they making the plot up as they go? Because I had a hard time putting it into words, and I was talking about it with my wife. It's almost like throughout the show, there's always these moments where the characters are like, hey, maybe if we do this, something good will happen. And every single time, something good happens. It's like these kids are just like on the spot, saving the day constantly.
Yeah.
And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, there's a whole writer's term, Deus Ex Machina, where they're like, fucking, yeah. It's just like, just randomly at the 11th hour, just solving shit left and right.
Solving the problem.
I did enjoy the first 4 episodes. I thought those were fun. But then the next 3 episodes, I was kind of like, I don't think this is going where I want it to, and that's okay. I shouldn't say go where I want it to. That's the wrong term. Scrub that. I just felt like this is not as interesting to me anymore.
Okay.
And then the finale came, and I'm like, man, I don't remember. You touched on this earlier. This is a 5-season show that took them 10 years to tell. Yeah. With all these lengthy gaps between seasons, I totally forgot these characters existed. Like the Kali character. Yeah. I'm like, who is this person? I don't know. Yeah. The emotion was there, but I wasn't like I shouldn't say the emotion. The emotion was there, but I wasn't so drawn to it. I'm gonna defer this to you for the rest of the review because.
Well, I'm just gonna flip what you just said. The first 4 episodes, which were released all at once, for me, were not the most exciting. I had more fun with the last few episodes that took a while to really, we got a couple on Christmas, 2 or 3 on Christmas, and then we got the last one on New Year's. The first few felt like they were kind of dragging it out to me. And then the last few kind of wrapped it up really quickly. I'm kind of with you on they're kind of figuring out things and they're just like throwing darts at a dartboard and they're hitting bullseyes every time. Like they're figuring this shit out. But yeah, I thought that the ending was perfect. I even posted on Facebook, Stranger Things was 10 out of 10. I thought that last episode was perfect. And that's why I thought it was so crazy that people were thinking that there was going to be a 9th episode. Like, why? It ended perfectly. Maybe they'll make a movie to see where it went from there. But as far as the series as a whole, that last episode was perfect, in my opinion. Maybe there were some unanswered questions. People are wondering, why weren't there any Demogorgons and Demobats and shit flying around during the last battle? Who cares? There's a giant spider monster. Who cares about the rest of the things that's going on?
They beat the shit out of that Mind Flayer like it was nothing, though.
And they kicked its ass. Yeah, they kicked its ass.
They kicked its ass, exactly. There was no threat.
Yeah. So, but it had to end. It had to end a certain way, and it could have ended very badly, and it didn't. I thought they ended it perfectly. Again, I thought it was good, and I thought the show as a whole, if you watch it from beginning to end, was great because they keep figuring things out every season. It's something new, and then you want to see what's going to happen next. And then, the scene during the final season where Will finally gets his powers, and he's standing there like Scorpion with his wide eyes, and he's like killing the Demogorgon. That was the most badass thing I've ever seen. And he's like crushing him with his, crushing all 3 of them with his mind. I love that. So I thought it was good. I think it's fine. I think everybody needs to calm down. And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get some kind of movie or epilogue episode to kind of really wrap things up. If the last episode didn't do it for you, and people are still clamoring for more, so it's like if they make another thing, it's going to make billions of dollars anyway. So why not do it? I'm ready for that. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed the last half more than the first half. I did.
I liked the last. It's funny because that last episode was 2 hours long, and they kill Vecna in the first hour. And the last hour is like giving everybody closure. I actually like that. I actually like that last hour. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
With Dustin's speech at the end. I don't know if you caught this, but he was echoing Eddie's speech, where he's gonna take the diploma and give him the bird and give the principal the bird. that was awesome. And then they played Iron Maiden while that happened.
Yeah,
so I was in for that.
There was a lot of Prince in that last episode too.
Man, there was some other thing I was going to say about that last bit though, but no, there was some good closure there. I got closure. I don't need another episode. I got closure out of that ending.
I think that's the thing about it. I think it was perfect closure. I think the only thing that I would like to see is, at the end where they're kind of making it ambiguous as to whether Elle died or not, or whether she actually got away. And I think that she actually got away. I don't think they would have did all that stuff with, for nothing. I think that she actually went somewhere else. But I do want to see maybe another episode where, she's living in Iceland or wherever the hell she is, and they go looking for her and they find her, and then that's the only open-ended thing that I think that needs answered, maybe. But other than that, perfect last episode. I enjoyed it immensely.
I think they have that last bit with 11 is, maybe one day they might want to do a spinoff.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
They'll just leave it ambiguous as to whether or not.
There's infinite money to be had with this series,
right?
I think so. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully everybody calms down about it. But let's bring it back to some wrestling, Slick Vic. Are you ready?
I am ready. We love to play games here on Wrestling with Power, so
we love to play games. And this is a new game, and I talked about it at the beginning of the show. This is called Guess What? And this week, we are playing Guess the Champion. I'm putting Slick Vic on the hot seat. I'm not giving him time to prepare and use his crystal ball to his advantage. We're going to jump right into it. Actually, we're not going to jump right into it. Prior to us jumping into this game, there's one thing we forgot, Slick Vic, and that is the all-important Slick Vic's gimmick. What is it this week, Slick Vic? We got it on the table here. For those of you who are just joining us, because we are live on Facebook for the first time here, we've been live on Twitch lately. And of course, all of our episodes are on YouTube and Spotify, but this is a recurring thing where Slick Vic brings us a new gimmick every week. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook currently, you'll be able to see what Slick Vic has brought us this week.
I'm not going to do justice with the theme song, but it's like, yeah.
Oh, that was some nice vibrato there.
I got Mothra here. I had Godzilla, I think, a couple weeks ago, but I got Mothra.
Yeah. All right. Mothra on top of what is a Eiffel Tower?
I guess it's like some kind of
tower.
Some industrial thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's Mothra. There's even some eggs right there. See, it's hatched.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, I got Mothra here. She's the, I guess if Godzilla's the king of the monsters, she's the queen of the monsters?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for confirmation from somebody off camera here.
Somebody in the back.
What? Yeah, according to the American versions, she is the queen of the monsters.
What we need to do, Slick Vic, starting with this year, we need to get a picture of your gimmick to throw up on the Facebook with each episode. So make sure you get a picture of that and send it to me, and we'll throw it up for everybody.
Okay. Mothra, are you a Godzilla fan? Are you looking forward to Godzilla -0?
Absolutely. Actually, I sent you a picture earlier. Did you see it?
I did.
Are you privy to that release date of November the 6th?
Yeah, I actually heard somewhere that they moved it up, but it looks like that's the official one because what you sent me, I believe, was from the official Toho page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's the I believe the North American release, 11/6/26. So only a few months to go, Slick Vic.
yeah, I'll be there. I'll be in. Count me in.
All right.
Oh man,
Let me
my
get
seat's
back over to
getting
my notes.
My seat's getting hot here, man. You're telling me I'm in the I'm in the hot seat here.
You are in the hot seat. So we're going to
Burning
play
up, man.
some Guess the Champion. Guess the Champion. Right there's the title belt. Slick Vic. Right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champions for you to guess. So let me run down the rules here. I'm going to give Slick Vic the accolades, the championships won of a certain superstar. Now, I want to say first and foremost that each champion that we talk about is going to have spent some time in the WWE or WWF, as it were, before. So this isn't going to be a list. I'm not going to surprise you with somebody who's never been in the WWE. So this maybe help you narrow it down a little bit. They are going to have spent some time in the WWE. However, that doesn't mean that they won any WWE championships. So the championships listed may be completely from other places. Having said that, the championships that I will name will be from major organizations, promotions, whatever. WWE, WCW, TNA, ECW, NWA, right?
This is gonna get complicated, man.
No,
This
it's
is gonna
not
get hard.
it's not going to get hard, trust me. When it comes to the NWA, of course, the National Wrestling Alliance, and back in the day with the territories, there were a lot of championships across the United States specific to individual states. We will not be naming those titles. Only the big National Wrestling Alliance titles. So like NWA World's Heavyweight title, television title, what was the other one? North American title or something like that? I don't know. Whatever. The big ones. We're going to be naming the big ones. If Slick Vic cannot figure out the champion in question, he will be allowed a hint. And I will provide one hint as to who we are talking about and give him the opportunity to guess from there. However, Slick Vic, we're going to have to time you on this. All right? Okay. So, we're going to have to time you on this. I don't know how I'm going to time you. I just know that I want to time you. Let me pull up a stopwatch here maybe. And I wish I had some theme music to go with this, but I don't. Stopwatch. All right, so I'm going to give you the championships. You're going to have 60 seconds. You can write them down, but don't cheat. Don't Google this. You can write down the titles and think it over. You're going to have 60 seconds from the time I say go to guess the champion. All right? Fair enough?
Yes.
All right, good deal. All right, here we go, Slick Vic. So, guess the champion. This wrestler was an ECW Tag Team Champion twice, a WWE Cruiserweight Champion once, a WWF European Champion once, WWF Hardcore Champion 7 times, WWF Tag Team Champion once. And your time starts now.
How many chances do I get? Just one? One guess?
One chance.
All right,
If you want a hint,
you
want a hint?
Please give me the hint. Yes, give me the hint.
All right. We're going to stop the timer, and I'm going to give him the hint. All right. So the hint for this champion. They were involved in one of Raw's greatest matches as awarded on the 10th Raw anniversary show in 2003 for their participation in the 4th TLC match, which took place in 2002. Time is resumed. Do, 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 do.
Distracting me, man.
All right, my bad.
No, you're fine.
Jesus.
Man, one-time Cruiserweight champion, ECW Tag Team champion, multiple-time WWE Tag Team champion. Man.
Multiple-time hardcore champion. And involved in TLC at one point. You got 10 seconds.
Spike Dudley.
You got it. Woo! Woo!
Really?
Yes. Good job, man. Spike Dudley. That was a good one.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
I pulled that rabbit out of that hat.
All right. So for the next champion, let me decide which one I'm going to give you here. I'm going to give you an easy one or a hard one. Do you want an easy one or a hard one?
That was what would you call that one? An easy one or a hard one?
That one was fairly medium, I think, because I mean, if you think about it, who could win the cruiserweight title and also be the hardcore champion 7 times, and the ECW tag team? So you start thinking, well, ECW guys, little ECW guys, involved in hardcore, like, I don't know. I thought that would be a dead giveaway, but all right, you got it.
Actually,
with about 8.
I was using like a process of elimination. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
small guy, cruiserweight champion, also a hardcore wrestler.
Yeah.
Starting putting the pieces together.
With about 8 seconds to spare, you got it. All right, I'm going to give you the next one. And, all right, so this superstar was an NWA World Tag Team Champion once, an NWA National Tag Team Champion once, an NWA/WCW World Tag Team Champion 5 times, an NWA/WCW Television Champion 4 times, and a WWF Tag Team Champion once. Time starts now.
I'm going to need that hint right away.
Okay. 3 seconds in, you need the hint. This individual was a member of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2012. Time resumes.
Who headlined that? Okay, let's see. 2012. That was WrestleMania 28. God, I have no idea who headlined that year. Sounds like a tag team wrestler that somehow ended up as a television champion a bunch.
Very famous television champion for the NWA. I will give you that.
Arn Anderson?
You got it. 47 seconds in. Arn Anderson. God damn it. You got it. Chris Jones says you can't stomp the Vic. Apparently I can't. He figured it out. All right. Ready for one more, Slick Vic?
Yeah.
I'll give you an easy one. How about that?
Okay.
All right, so this individual was a WCW World Heavyweight Champion twice. There's a lot of championships on this, by the way. A WCW World Tag Team Champion 3 times. A WWF/E Champion twice. A World Heavyweight Champion twice. An ECW World Heavyweight Champion once. A WWE Intercontinental Champion once. WWF Hardcore Champion 3 times. WWE United States champion once, WWE Tag Team champion 3 times, and WWF/World Tag Team champion 5 times. Time starts now.
Can you quickly go over those accolades again?
Okay, I'm not stopping your time for this. WCW World Heavyweight Champion twice, WCW World Tag Team Champion 3 times, WWF Champion twice, World Heavyweight Champion twice, ECW World Heavyweight Champion once, Intercontinental Champion once, Hardcore Champion 3 times, US Champion once, Tag Team Champion 3 times, World Tag Team Champion 5 times.
I need that hint.
Okay. We're going to stop the time giving the hint. I don't know if this hint's going to help you. Maybe it will. This individual was voted Rookie and Wrestler of the Year in 1996. Time is resumed. Got 5 seconds. And your time's up, Slick Vic. Couldn't figure it out. I thought you would get that one. No joke. I thought that was a dead giveaway. The Big Show. Paul White, the Giant.
He was Rookie of the Year in 1996.
He was voted Rookie of the Year and Wrestler of the Year in 96. Remember, he won the WCW World Heavyweight title his first match.
Yeah.
He was 2-time WCW World Champion, 2-time WWF Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion once, etc., etc. All right, well...
If you had told me he turned babyface and heel like a million times, maybe I would have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I couldn't give you that kind of hint.
Do you happen to have any guess the cards handy on you right now?
Guess the cards? No, I don't. I can pull some up. Do you want to do a guess the card? Yeah. We're in the guess the champion gimmick right here.
Do you have any more guess the champions? I thought you said you had 3, or you got another one?
I have one more, and then there's one that I gave you as a test run the other day. So you want to do the one that I have left?
Yeah. Give me
okay.
That one.
All right. All right, here we go. For the last guess the champion, this is what have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've guessed 3. Yeah. All right. So this individual was the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion 1 time, the GFW Global Champion 1 time. That was Global Force Wrestling. That's what Impact became, and then they decided to turn it back. You know.
Yeah.
The AAA Mega Champion twice, WWE Champion twice, World Heavyweight Champion twice, and WWE United States Champion twice. Time starts now.
Man, all these Impact accolades aren't going to do me any good, especially the GFW ones. I can't, the only GFW or is it Global Force Wrestling?
Global Force Wrestling. It was a weird time during the Impact Wrestling days where they had like the green ropes. Yeah. They tried to rebrand it. It didn't really work.
The only champion I would know from that would be Jeff Jarrett, and I don't think that's the answer to your question. So, because you said he's Impact champion 1 time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Jarrett was Impact champion at least 5 times.
Oh, there's a difference between the TNA and the Impact too.
Man. Okay.
Do you want the hint?
Yeah, give me the hint.
All right, we're going to stop the clock at 40 seconds. The hint: he is a former Royal Rumble winner.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
Clock is resumed.
Man. jeez, Alberto Del Rio.
God damn it, you got it right at the 1 minute mark. And
I just remember
wow,
all these AAA accolades.
Wow, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, what the AAA? Who would win the AAA? You got it right at the. I stopped it at 1 minute and 60 milliseconds, but you was already there. Woo. Good job, Slick Vic. We're gonna play a little. Maybe you. Oh, wait a second. Well, you're not. I can't play the perfect theme.
No,
I can't play the perfect theme. I can play you some of that though. And that's all I got for today, Slick Vic. Do you want to try to guess the program?
If you want to throw one at me, yeah, go for it.
All right, we'll do a guess the program, impromptu guess the program. And I got to think, because, like, Vic, we were talking about this the other day. You know, when it comes to WWE programs, and I asked you, I said, what about the In Your House deal? Or like a random Raw, because if I read a card to you, you could just say this was a Raw in 1996, and that would be good enough. As long as you name the show and the year, then you get it. But as far as if we narrow it down to just pay-per-views, the Big Four, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, like how can I name you a card without saying the Survivor Series match included this guy, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that limits the pay-per-view cards that I can name to you prior to, like, what, 97? So 97, 96. So let me find something for you here, Slick Vic, and we'll see if we can test your knowledge. I won't make it too hard. I gave you a test run on one the other day. I think it was No Way Out 2000. Let's see. And again, as long as you can guess the year and the name of the pay-per-view, you will win. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. This one may be difficult, but it may not be difficult. It depends. All right, get your thinking cap on. All right, so the first match on this card, Jesse and Festus. You remember Festus?
Yeah, the current Luke Gallows.
There you go. Jesse and Festus versus Deuce and Domino. The second match, Rey Mysterio versus Finley. Third match, CM Punk, the champion. He was the ECW champion at the time, versus The Miz. I'm sorry, the Rey Mysterio and Finley match was a stretcher match, by the way. Fourth match, Mr. Kennedy versus Jeff Hardy. Fifth match, Kane versus Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP for the WWE United States Championship. Sixth match, Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Orton was the champion at the time. Seventh match, Triple H versus Umaga in a street fight. Eighth match, Batista versus The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista was the champion, and this match also had Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee. I'm not going to time you on this. I'm just going to let you go with it. I think you're failing by not writing down these these topics.
I should just have you copy and paste and put it in the chat.
Yeah, I should, but you know.
All right, I'm gonna go with SummerSlam 2007.
Okay, I'll give you one more chance, and I
That was a
will.
no.
Well, I will say that you are very close, but I'll give you one more chance, one more shot at it, Slick Vic. I'm not going to tell you what you're close at, but I'm going to tell you you're very close.
Survivor Series 2007.
All right, so third chance. You get one more chance, Slick Vic.
Oh man, there's no hint involved, is there?
I don't know if I could give you a hint or not. I haven't really wrote down any hints on this one. See, I didn't prepare this like I did my champions.
I mean, okay, so Undertaker versus Batista.
Yeah,
That was at WrestleMania 23, which would have been 2007. So I'm assuming they're feuding. They're still feuding around that time.
I'm gonna let you know you're right on the year. You're absolutely right on the year, and you're hitting all around it. Another thing that I will sort of help you with here is the fact that we have several different match types in this event. You know, we're looking at a stretcher match, match for the ECW title, United States title, WWE title. There's a street fight between Triple H and Umaga. You got Stone Cold as a special guest referee. There's a lot of randomness in the match types here.
Extreme Rules 2007.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, my final answer. I got nothing.
All right, well, Slick Vic, you are wrong. This was, however, I will give you props. You pinned down the year immediately. The 2007 Cyber Sunday was the 4th annual Taboo Tuesday / Cyber Sunday professional wrestling pay-per-view event produced by World Wrestling Entertainment. This was Cyber Sunday 2007. I don't blame you for not being able to figure that one out, but you got the year down. We may have to tweak our rules a little bit. Like maybe if you say this was a minor pay-per-view in 2007, I might be able to give it to you then. We'll figure something out here, Vic, but you were right on the money there. You were really good. Your first guess was SummerSlam. What was your second guess? Survivor Series? Yeah. So you were all around it.
Tisk tisk tisk. I'll get it next time.
You'll get it next time, Slick Vic. I believe in you. And next time, actually, that we'll be coming back to you guys, we'll be in about a week. Either the 15th, which is the Thursday from now, or the 16th, maybe the 16th, 17th, 18th. I don't know. We don't know. We don't even know what we're doing here anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know. Jesus. But,
I don't know.
You know, I think this is a pretty successful show to start out 2026 here on Wrestling with Power, and hopefully many more to come. I'm very anxious to see at least where Raw and SmackDown goes from here, and we'll be having some more fun stuff for you guys coming up. Some more games, some more, just all around fun stuff for us to do here on Wrestling with Power, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And we are very anxious. I am very anxious to see if Slick Vic can remain Mr. Perfect in 2026. Remember, in 2025, he got off to a really bad start with SummerSlam. There was a 2-night SummerSlam. It screwed him. I think he was 6 out of 12 matches, and he was working his way back to the top the rest of the year. But the last, 4 or 5 Slick Vic's picks that we did, he was perfect. And it'll be interesting to see where we go from there, because we have Royal Rumble coming up. And as a matter of fact,
going to be a tough one.
That's going to be
gonna be a tough one to predict.
That's going to be a very tough one.
You know what? Look deep into that crystal ball for that one.
Very deep, very deep. But also begs the question of, do we do another retro review? Royal Rumble.
I am in favor of this.
I'm voting for an Attitude Era Royal Rumble myself. That's
Right.
what I'm all for.
Well,
97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, any of them.
yeah. Any of our listeners listening right now, give us a comment. Drop us a comment, a like. Hit Mosley up. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit the show up. Let us know because we want to review it.
And how can you hit the show up? Well, we are live on our Facebook page right now. That's the best way to do it. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/wrestlingwithpower. I'm sure there are some of you out there who are like, what the fuck just popped up in my Facebook page? This guy randomly shared something. I don't even know this guy, but yeah, this is Wrestling with Power. Follow us on Facebook. If you want to see a certain Royal Rumble pay-per-view, we still got a few weeks before the next Royal Rumble. What day is the Royal Rumble this year, Slick Vic? Do you know?
It's the 31st, coming at you from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So the 31st. So we have 3 weeks until Royal Rumble 2026, which means within the next 2 weeks, we need to be finding out what kind of retro review we're going to do for Royal Rumble. So any thoughts, anything that you guys want to see as far as that goes, just follow us on Facebook, post it on our Facebook page. We also have, what do we have, Slick Vic? We have
YouTube, Twitch.
Twitch, we're not really live on Twitch right now. We're live on Facebook. But yes, you can add us on Twitch, twitch.com/wrestlingwithpower, youtube.com/@wrestlingwithpower, podcast @wrestlingwithpower podcast. I'm still trying to get that Wrestling with Power domain. Hasn't worked out yet. Over on Spotify, all of our episodes all the way back to day one are on Spotify. You can listen to them on there, and you can also comment on the Spotify episodes, and we'll be looking at all that stuff. So everything, if you add us on social, if you comment on there, we're going to be able to see it. Pick us a Royal Rumble to review. We are dying to review a retro Royal Rumble, and if you don't pick it, we'll pick it ourselves, god damn it. So get on there and give us your thoughts. Slick Vic, this has been a good episode to start out 2026. We're coming in just under 2 hours right now. I'm sure we'll shrink it down a little bit. Speaking of shrinking down, we're going to shrink some heads. Anything you want to leave the peoples with here in 2026, Slick Vic?
2025 was a so-so year. 2026 is going to be better. 2026 is going to be awesome because 2026 is going to leave you all wishing the best in your future endeavors.
I couldn't have said that better myself. Beautiful. And in 2026, I hope all of you stay powerful. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.